If you want to jumpstart your Amazon market share, this is the video for you. My name is Stephen Pope and I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Search Query Performance Report, which is the #1 way to figure out how to increase your market share. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a brand new report, super underrated. Not enough people are talking about it, and most people don't understand it or how to read it. And I'll prove it to you. Take, for example, my Search Query Performance Report from February 27th. Okay, we're going to look at just one keyword to prove this right off the bat, how big of a deal this is. Look at sage candles for cleansing house. Now, this has a search query volume of 3,700. My brand share is at 2%. Watch as I switch it to the most recent week. So we're going from week 9 to week 17. Apply, and boom. Sage candles for cleansing house, 4.24%. The reason I'm zeroing in on this particular keyword is I spent time reworking my listing and my page with the entire explicit goal of increasing my market share. And I would not have even have thought to do this if it wasn't for the Search Query Report. So let's go through and explain why this report is so crucial. Not only did I double my market share from figuring this one trick out, I was able to increase my sales, and I also even raised my prices. So in the midst of 25% inflation, the fact that I can raise my prices and also increase my market share, kind of a big deal. Here is my item in question. These are my Sage smudge kits. I launched this brand, by the way, because my daughter's name is Sage. And then I went out and found products just to sell them under her name, which is not necessarily the most recommended brand launch strategy. But you know, when you have some cash to stick around and play and build a brand for your family or your kids so you can leave the brand to them someday, that's the way it goes sometimes, right? Like that was the whole purpose behind this brand, and I absolutely love my daughter. First of all, notice the local business thing, which is very cool, right? If you're shopping and you start to see those badges pop up, that's pretty new. In any case, these Age of Sage smudge kits, I've got 625 reviews. I'm just shy of that round up to 5 stars. That's okay. Still pretty good, well above the average. I was selling this product back 30 days ago at $8, and I've now moved it up to 10. And the reason I did that is because we were at the point of no return on this product. We were not making money. And as fun as it is to make videos about products I'm not making money on Amazon and selling thousands of them, mind you, I'm a very successful product here. I kind of like making profit. So I was thinking about how to turn this product around, and I immediately decided to raise my prices. Well, if we look at the data, my sales have actually been fairly good or fairly up. Now, you will see that we went from sales rank 8,400 to 24,000 with the price hike. So I did take a hit on velocity. That is true. But my market share on key terms went up. Additionally, the 3-pack is now pushing some 6-pack sales, which we have at $13. And obviously, there's a way better value for the consumer at $13. So there is some give and take to raising prices. That is a true statement. But the fact of the matter is, I don't sell a candle. And when let's go back to the 3-pack. I think we edited the 3-pack only. And so I threw in a single headline, and I think, if I remember correctly, I threw it into the alt text of one photo. I actually don't remember which one off the top of my head. Let's see if we can find it here. Did I put candle in here? Doesn't look like it. So I may not have even have put it in the alt text. I'll have to rewatch my video when I shot that. But I put it into the title or the header right underneath this photo. Sage candles for cleansing house. That's an exact match keyword from this right here. Sage candles for cleansing house. I'm going to repeat the fact that this is not a candle. However, I'm converting better on this term than I am on smudge sticks. I'm not going to tell the consumer how to use my product. They want to use it however they want it. Sure, no problem. When you go into the search results like this and you type in Sage Candles for Cleansing House, I'm advertising right there. By the way, I keep a box inside of the main image because I want to showcase the fact that this isn't just some going to show up in some plastic wrap. Like, we're shipping this in an actual branded box. Helps keep away the hijackers. Right now, we're number 61 in incense. And as we scroll down, you'll notice that there's my second product that's advertising on this term, but I have yet to find my organic until right here. So this is an up and coming strike zone keyword for my brand. And you'll see here that I was able to increase my brand share by 4.25%, up from 2% there. So when we look at the definitions of the Metric Glossary here, you can see how they're defining everything. So we've got, let's see if we can find the impressions there. All right, so there's search funnel impressions. So this is basically the whole glossary on this. The total number of ASINs impressed for the query originated from the search result. That's the total count. Brand count, total number of brands. Brand share, percentage share of impressions from the brand's catalog compared to the total count for the query. So one of the questions that's outstanding here is whether they're including advertising or not. I'm unclear on that at this stage, but I'm getting 4.24% of all impressions. I want to say, or I want to believe, that this is organic only, but we don't know for sure quite yet. Not 100%. I haven't seen anything in the help file that indicates it one way or another. All right, so as we go through, here's the next really cool takeaway in this video. And the difference as you go through this chart is really interesting. The impression count, when it's at 4.24%, as you chase this rabbit down the hole, does the impression share go up or does it go down as we go through the market share? This is an extraordinarily important point of today's video because this is how you read this report. Like, nobody's talking about this. If your percentage goes up when you go through what we're going to talk about, that means you need to spend more time building traffic. Now, in the converse, if the percentage goes down, that means you need to focus on conversion rate. And so a lot of times we get data paralysis when we're looking at all kinds of facts and figures. Amazon released a new report. We got more brand analytics, all kinds of keyword tools out there galore. And it's like, okay, that's cool. These are nice, shiny object reports, but what do I do about it? This answers that question. So as we look at Sage Candles for Cleansing at 4.24% of the impressions, look how much freaking clicks it goes up to. It more than 5x's to 20%. I'm getting 20% of all clicks on this term. That's an incredible number of clicks. And it makes me kind of wonder if they're including ads at this point, because as you saw, I'm pretty low in the funnel organically for this term, but I'm number 2 on the ad spot. So I'm going to go ahead and say that there's no way I could be 20% of clicks without ads. So that means consumers are finding my product more relevant and are clicking at a higher proportion by 5x of the competing products. That means that my product is getting way more clicks than product number 1 or product number 3 or 4 here on the screen. It's an incredibly important metric and an incredible increase. This is a gigantic jump, and this is a 2,900 per month search volume keyword, which means I'm getting 20% of the clicks. Now, as we go to the next, and that clicks ends up being What does the clicks end up being here? Total count, brand clicks, a little confusing here. I think that equates, yeah, I think that equates to 967 clicks. Am I looking at the right? No, it's kind of hard to read reports sometimes. So bear with me a second. So 20% of 2,900, whatever that is. Can't find it on the columns here quickly. So then it goes from 20% of the brand share clicks, and then we go to the cart ads. Yet again, my percentage goes up. So not only did I 5x the clicks for the impression share, I also went up on the cart ads, which means what? That means not only when they clicked the product, when they went to the listing, more people added it to the cart on my page versus the competitors. I have a commanding lead of 21% of all cart ads on Amazon for this term. So it went up again. Now, it didn't go up as high, but I gotta say, that's a pretty dang good conversion rate going through the funnel. Now, as we scroll to the right, what is the actual purchases? This is the first time in this particular keyword example where it actually drops down to 20%. So I'm losing 1%, but I'm gonna say this is a gigantic win. How many of you have looked at your search query report and asked this question? Did the percentage go up in the funnel or did it go down? This is your opportunity to learn an awesome way to go figure out what to focus on. So I know for 100% certainty that my conversion rate with this product is fine. And I don't need to worry about improving the aesthetics. Clearly, people are finding what they're looking for when they look at the content. Now, I have to admit, I haven't invested into photography. I haven't invested into many of the core things that I advocate for on my channel. But I don't need to necessarily. Sometimes I break my own rules just to know like how far to the left or the right I can go to still accomplish the mission. As an example to that, here is a Spanish phrase. This is, I don't even know what this translates to. Let's go to Google and find out. Spanish to English. We're going to type that in. Let's see, that didn't work. Type in the text here. There we go. White sage to clean. Kind of a weird translation, but I think that's essentially the same idea, cleansing a house, right? Let's see if we can find this keyword on the search query report. We see salvia show up right there. I'm going to switch the view rows to 100. Let's see if we can find other references. So right there, how closely tied is this reference? Blanca Paralympic. Yeah, that's the term right there. So I think this was the other change I made on the listing right now. How many of you are putting Spanish smack dab in your titles right now? Gonna guess not a whole lot of you. So this was an experiment on my part. I love experimenting because I can't make money on all of my products. So sometimes I throw experiments out there just to justify their existence and make some content out of it. So let's go see how this term did. 3.5% on impressions, 9% on clicks, 11.8% on add to carts, and 15% on purchases. So clearly, that was a good maneuver. It worked. Now, this particular term, only 161 search volume, so it's pretty small. So the question is, should I really be devoting part of my title to that term? And I would venture to say, probably not. So what should we be doing here is probably looking for another location to edit the listing and demote that phrase. Even though I accomplished the mission, let's go back, and I haven't actually looked at this before I started shooting this, but let's go back to week 8 and apply. Let's see if this term was even on the radar at that point. Switch that to 100 rows again. And there it is. Okay, so I took that term from 0.7% of market share, and I increased it drastically. So as we scroll to the right, I was at 1.6% on clicks, and I basically zeroed out, it looks like, as we scroll to the right. So by having it in the title, it drastically increased the Spanish community's endorsement of the item, and it made them purchase it. So there's your textbook case of how to make a hypothesis we deduced that if we added this to the title, we would gain market share. We also deduced that by adding the phrase sage candles for cleansing house, even though it was just lowering the page and spending a lot on ads, that it would increase my market share. And the numbers speak for themselves. 5x on the return there. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes here. We're going to go to my inventory, and we're going to work on this product a little bit more and make some changes, because as we saw and diagnosed there, it may not make sense to have Spanish in the title at this stage. I also theorize that when we make the change to the title again, we're probably going to not lose our ground. So this is the phrase that we're going to remove. And the question is, what are we going to replace it with? And I don't know the answer to that right off the top. So let's go back to, well, before we remove it, let's go add it to the A+ content. And then after we do that, we're going to find a new phrase based on the search query report to see if we can continue this trend of gaining market share. All right, so there's the 3-pack right there. And you'll see we modify our content all the time. It's always a continual optimization. And so in here, sage candles for cleansing house, we added that right there. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this phrase there. I'm gonna just swap them around, and I'm just gonna add a new header. So now the header is gonna be above the main image. And why don't we go ahead and add this to the alt text. Okay, so we did add sage candles for cleansing house to the alt text here. We can see that clearly. And we actually do have salvia on the phrasing here, but we don't have the last part, which is the para limpiar. And I'm 2 characters over, so I'm going to remove the word box, and I'm going to hit add. Okay, then I'm going to hit next apply, next submit, and submit for approval. This typically goes through in under 24 hours. And we could have an indexing impact to this listing in under 48 hours following that. It goes really quick. A lot of people still fight me with whether A+ content indexes, and I gotta tell you, it does. You can do it yourself. Go put Spanish behind one photo, it will index in under 48 hours. I just showed you the data right here on how I added it to the title, and it worked. And we do it all the time for alt text as well, depending on how aggressive you want to get. Okay, so now we've got this week 8, we've got this week 17. We're going to go back to week 17 now. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for another term as it relates to the smudge sticks to replace the Spanish phrase in the title, because I think mission accomplished there, and it's not enough volume to justify the existence in the title. Now, 763 on salvia, maybe, but probably not. So now the question is, you know, can we sort this by search volume? Hopefully, yeah, it totally lets us. Okay. So Mother's Day gifts, this is always one of the biggest things I focus on every year. My brand share, 0.02% on this particular brand. Candy, I've got a market share in candy. No, 0%. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's scroll down and look for the highest smudge skits that we can find here. And coming up a little short, I don't really see anything that's sexy to me. And there's also the biggest complaint I have for this particular search report is you can't break it up by SKU. And I think that's what they really need to do to upgrade this. So what I'm thinking to speed this up, what I'm going to do is, well, I guess, you know, maybe we should just do the sage candles in the title. That's actually probably the answer. All right, so we're going to look for candles. This was a 2,900 search volume. I've got 4% of the impressions and 20% of the clicks. What might happen when we add it to the title? So I think I already hit the delete button right here. Let's make sure I'm not doubling up here. Control F, candle. Okay, that's the only candle reference. Sage candles for cleansing house. Boom, there we go. Now, here was another weird phrase that I added to the title, which is witchy decor stuff. Let's go look and see what the brand analytics shows on that. Doesn't even show up. So let's do witchy, nothing. All right, just to verify this, we're going to go Well, there's a lot of rows here, and we can't actually download this report, which is stupid on Amazon's part. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to resort it by rank. And Control F Witchy. Does it show up? No. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Helium 10 and look at the keyword report. You can do this on many other reports, but I am a big fan of Cerebro. It's one of the most powerful keyword tools on the market. If you want to get 50% off, go to myamazonguy/H10 and we'll help you out. So in here, we're going to look at phrases in containing, and we're going to type in which and see what comes up. So I think I actually have to throw the Y on. I wish this would do partial match too. So witchy decor, 3,900 search volume, and my organic rank non-existent, but I have found this to work on my ads. So I was hoping that by putting it in my title, I could organically rank. Big fat goose egg here, and you can't even see this. So let me move my photo up here. So you can see right here the organic rank on the right, not even indexing. So what does that tell us? Probably shouldn't have it in the title. We need to rotate it out. But while we're looking at which, let's go over to the other which terms. And you can see here clearly I am indexing on which terms. Now, this is obviously super weird. I feel like Bradley Sutton right now talking about coffins. He's like one of the top coffin, what do they call them? I forget what they're called. But I was listening to Bradley Sutton earlier today. He just got back from recovering from a heart attack. So God bless you, Bradley. And you've got some storage coffins. I think that's what you call them. So witch stick, that's kind of a weird one. Witch burning, but you can see here I'm not breaking the top 80. I'm not even getting into the strike zone for this. So we're going to rule that out. So here's where the search query report is insufficient. And we're going to go and look. This is more like my SEO phase 3, when we're going to go look at figuring out what would be a high volume search term to rotate into the title that I want to rank better for. So I'm already ranked 16 on the term sage, which is 46,000. That's kind of cool by itself. Incense, not indexing. Super peculiar. That feels wrong to me, considering I'm in the top 60 for incense. I don't know why I wouldn't index for that. Now I'm just like super curious what shows up for incense. Very different items. Not really seeing smudge kits. So people are not looking for smudge kits, although there's the first one that shows up. They're looking for Pablo Santo. By the way, I'm not an expert in this particular category at all. To be honest, I haven't even lit my own product yet. I don't smoke, not a big fan of smoke in general. So what we're going to do here is look at some high volume witchcraft supplies. Nice. Society is going to hell in a handbasket right now, isn't it? So we're going to look to see like where I could potentially rank. I'm not ranked on or even indexed for Palo Santo. Maybe there might be, well, it says includes Palo Santo, so that's interesting. Does my product include this? I don't even know. I might have to ask my partner who helps me make this. So should I swap that in? Maybe. I'm trying to like make the product deliver what people expect, right? Meditation accessories. So these are all the highest volume phrases. Here is the sage candles for cleansing house. We're at organic rank 23, which is the top of the strike zone. And I think that's going to be the best addition to the title today. We have, not sure what this translates to, Mublis para ropa, and I'm saying with a gringo accent. So let's see what furniture for clothing. Furniture for clothing. Okay, so that one doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why I'm even indexing on that. Alcanfor, I'm wondering if that's a brand name. Let's go see. I'm not certain after clicking on that button what that is. Sage green decor. My sage sticks are technically white. Frankincense. So I'm ranked 33 on. I'm doing some ads on this, but I'm not indexed. So as we go down the list, Cone Incense, Nag Champa. I have some soap that has Nag Champa. Smudge Sticks, which I already have. So I'm not really finding a great improvement for the title, which is probably why I ended up going with Spanish and witchy stuff, because there wasn't a super obvious angle. So to help me out, I'm going to type in the strike zone keywords. This is phase 3 SEO that we do at My Amazon Guy. Keyword ranks 20 through 50. The whole idea here is to try and push them up to the top 10 by including exact matches into the title and most of the contents of the page. So we hit the candles today. We hit the number 1. We picked up on this from the brand search query report already. What else could we do well on? So Salvia at rank 28, this does kind of suggest to me that our adding of Spanish might have been a good idea. Here we are showing up number 4 on sponsored keywords, and there we are. We're actually doing better than the top 20. That looks like to me we're in organic rank 6. So now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should keep that in the title because the search volume here is at 3,700. I'm probably going to end up keeping it. I know you guys saw me take it out based on the market percentages, but this clearly indicates that my product is moving up. So Sage to Burn from cleansing, Madison James Flyaway. I have no idea what this is. Let's click on that. So it's kind of feeling like a brand, but I don't see a brand name. Yerba Santa Smudge Stick. How is that any different? I have no idea. Pretty clueless on this category. What is the difference between this and my Sage Smudge Kits? Now I'm going to go over here. Comes with a wand. Nice. So how is this different? So confused on how this works. Oh, it's the color? So it's Black Sage, Cedar, Dragon's Blood. Dragon's Blood, that's kind of cool. Rosemary. Okay, so there's got to be something that they're putting into it. So there's the White Sage. This is what I sell. Okay, so I think I have a better understanding. That's not a good fit. So as we go down this list, it's kind of hard to figure out which one to do. Dragon Blood Sage, White Sage Incense, Blunt Life, Sweetgrass for cleansing. So what's Sweetgrass? Is that another type of plant? Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Okay, so you saw me take the Spanish out, and I'm going to put it back in. That's basically the exercise today. Sometimes when you do the research, you think you have an idea, you go to do it, and then you learn you're wrong. And sometimes the question is, how much are you going to be willing to pay for your mistakes to prove yourself right or wrong? And that is what we learned today. I paid the mistake of only 30 minutes, though. Not too bad. All right, but I am definitely going to ditch witchy decor stuff. That's for sure. So we're going to throw that into the far right. And we're going to keep everything else the same. So basically what we did today was ditch witchy decor stuff and include the sage candle angle in the title. And so the next time I do a video updating you guys on the search query report, the question will be, can I improve my percentages for my impression share even more? Because if I'm getting 4% of the impressions but 20% of the clicks, why can't I get 10% of the impressions and 30% of the clicks? That's the question. If you'd like to learn more about how we run SEO at My Amazon Guide, click on these videos here. I am the world leader in Amazon SEO. I have more content for you to digest for free than anywhere else on the internet about how to understand Amazon SEO. You can also check out our course on SEO at mag-school.com and enroll in our SEO course for only $10. Pretty good deal, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Check out these videos next.